Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we pay tribute to the Warren Western Reserve Raider Band, their directors, students, and fans. Tonight we present the traditional reserve run-on, fanfare, and fight song. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the Warren Western Reserve Alma Mater, performed by the Warren G. Harding Choirs, directed by Mr. Keith Rising and Mrs. Mary Meeks.
Western Reserve, 1, 2, ready.
Western Reserve, our alma mater, hail. Our deepest love and loyalty to thee shall never fail. May love of learning flourish within these hallowed walls, and may truth be our guiding light, our alma mater, hail.
As part of tonight's tribute to the traditions of the Warren Western Reserve High School, select band members will be wearing traditional uniforms
dating back to the beginning of the Reserve Band program. We hope that seeing these uniforms brings back memories for all of those that have either worn the uniform or cheered on our Raider Band. Up next, the band performs the official state song of Ohio. Here is Hang On Sloopy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Perry Panthers. 35 years ago, they said it couldn't be done.
Harding and Reserve were two of the top rivals in Ohio. Starting this year, the schools merge as one. Some think it will be difficult to succeed because the players and city will find it difficult to unite as one.
Two schools, two traditions, two different become one. But that 1990 team believed differently. They knew they had to find the answer of what a Harding Raider is, and their solution was champions. 35 years later, a new generation dawns, the white and Vegas gold. We are the Warren G. Harding Raiders, made of 21 playoff appearances, 47 professional players, 1 NFL Hall of Famer, 7 state championships. But tonight, Raiders, it's your time. Your city is here, and your legacy is waiting. This is the historic Mollenkopf Stadium. 35 years after it all began, it's time to write Chapter 36.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Good evening, Raider Nation, and welcome to week 3 of the fastest 10 weeks in sports, the 2025 Ohio High School football season. And tonight we are live once again at historic Mollenkopf Stadium right here in downtown Warren, Ohio, the campus of Warren G. Harding High School. And tonight, your 1-1 Warren Western Reserve Raiders, that's right, Reserve, it is throwback night. We are wearing the black and gold of the Raiders of days gone by, paying homage to those great teams of the 70s and 80s. And tonight, your Raiders play host to the 2-0 Massillon Perry Panthers. It's a Raider-Panther game of all things. Tom Bird on hand, always with my very good friend Eddie Colbert. And Eddie, the road doesn't get any easier. This is a good Massillon Perry team. They have put up a lot of points in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Massillon comes in here, Perry Massillon, comes in here 2-0. Last year, I think a 15-9 loss at their place, so they're looking to get some revenge. But hey, we're in full swing. Week 3 coming up. Harding able to get off the schneid last week, that big win at Akron Buchtel. But hey, we're in full football. We had college football last week. We had a pro game last night, and another one tonight. We're in full swing. Glad to see everybody out here for a beautiful night. Hopefully the Raiders can get off to a quick start here. Going to be on the defensive side, but
Jaron Edmonds put the ball in play, and he has been stellar early in the season. And there's another touchback. He has been one of the big bright spots in the first 2 weeks of this season.
No, absolutely. From week 1, I mean, those 4 field goals that he kicked there to bring us 12 points. Obviously, they want to start converting those into touchdowns, but making sure that you've got a kicker on your side that you can trust. I had a conversation with head coach Matty Rich, said he's comfortable with him anywhere between 40 and 45 yards. So we'll look for that weapon to maintain for this game here. I'll tell you, that Akron Buchtel game, we saw a lot of things come out. We saw some freshmen get some playing time to add a spark. Asa Birch, number 7, out there was a big spark for him. Matty Rich in the defensive backfield. Look for a big game out of number 3 and number 4, the 2 middle linebackers, seniors. This is their year to shine.
Quarterback Cameron Treharn with the handoff up the middle. That's going to be good for 7 or 8 yards. Big first down run up the middle for Massillon Perry. It's going to bring up a second down and short early. Connor Shepard, the ball carrier.
Yeah, nice open field tackle there by the safety coming up there, Antonio Dukes. Obviously, they've got a pretty big, you get down there, that offensive line as well as that defensive line for the Raiders, they've got some size. They're stout down there. They just got to get in there. They got to start playing physical, and they got to control the line of scrimmage. That's where the game's going to be won at.
Trahern looks out, quick hitter out to the right. That's going to be a first down. Hits number 17, Nazir Foster. Foster, one of the main receivers for this Perry team.
Talked about some freshmen getting opportunity there. That's number 23, Zarion Redding there. Speedster coming up, just a freshman, but obviously showed Coach Rich and the rest of the coaching staff that he's got the moxie to be out there with the big boys. Look for him to get a lot of throws tonight. You know those coaches looked over there. They see that FR in front of his name. Look for them to take some shots, but I'm going to tell you, from what he showed for the first 3 games, he's up to the challenge.
1st and 10, Massillon Perry. They're at their own 38-yard line. And again, Trahern back to pass. And he could do nothing but throw that out. Good pressure. There's a flag in the backfield.
Looks like we're going to get a holding call possibly away from the play.
Penalty flag on the play.
Good pressure there by the defensive front of the Raiders.
Yeah, wise play by the quarterback there. Had nothing. That's just a sophomore they've got him listed at.
Holding, offense number 54. 10-yard penalty,
and it is
replay the down.
A holding call. That's going to push Massillon back, make it first down and very long. They're going to go all the way back. Let's see where they got that spotted to. Going back to the 28-yard line, 10-yard penalty. 1st and 20 for the Panthers.
Yeah, if you're Perry, you really hate to see that. Started out with a real positive running attack, coming right up the middle for a gain of 7. I wanted to go back, give that sophomore quarterback, Cameron Terra, a lot of credit there, showing a lot of poise, getting himself out of the pocket on the edge there, had nothing, was wise enough to throw it out of bounds. Unfortunately, that penalty is going to push him back behind the sticks.
Perry again with the handoff to Shepard. Shepard shakes a tackle at the line, gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up 9 there. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 at the, looks like the 37-yard line for Massillon Perry.
Yeah, Perry really big up front there. You know, if you can see on the screen, I mean, just a lot of size up front from that Perry line. Looking to take control right up the middle between the tackles, looking to establish that line of scrimmage on the offensive side. 9-yard plays are going to, you know, those are the only ways you're going to take care of those 10-yard holding penalties.
And again, the handoff is to Shepard. Shepard bounces it outside, gets past the line of scrimmage, and Shepard is going to pick up another Massillon Perry first down as he brings the ball into Raider territory down around the Raider 47-yard line.
Yeah, Shepard was just a strong run there, right off tackle. Didn't see a lot of wrapping there. You see as he gets to that 2nd level, able to shed Asa Birch there, able to get to the outside, keep his balance, to be able to move those chains to make up for that holding penalty that pushed him behind the sticks.
5'11", 215. He is a big load coming into that line. The Raiders are going to have to be on their game and start stopping a few of these runs. It is 1st down and 10 at the Raider 48-yard line. And Trahern again goes to Shepard. Again, Shepard bounces it outside. And again, Shepard runs for another first down. And there is a flag on the sideline over there. And the Raiders can ill afford something like that at this point in the ball game.
Yeah, you got to keep your composure. I mean, you're getting gassed right now. It's man on man. You know, it's me versus you, power football. And right now, Perry's winning it at the line of scrimmage. We want to win the game on the field. You got to keep those emotions in check. Got another play coming up. Don't want to give a team that's grinding it on the ground, controlling the line of scrimmage. Don't want to give them those extra yards with those emotional penalties on the sideline.
Personal foul, late hit, 3 black. 15-yard penalty,
on the Raiders.
First down.
That's going to move Perry ahead another 15 yards on top of what was already about a 12-yard run by Connor Shepard. Shepard right now picking up around 10 yards of carry, so the Raiders are going to have to solve that puzzle very shortly.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting out here with a 3-man front, blitzing one of the 2 ends there. That's why I decided we really looking for some big things out of the 2 middle linebackers. Unfortunately, Tyler Smith, one of those senior linebackers, got that last penalty. But if they're going to do something, it's got to be stopped up front with him and Rachwan Hill, the heart and soul of this Raider defense.
Penalty moves the ball inside the 20-yard line. It is 1st and 10 at the Raider 18-yard line for the Perry Panthers. Trahern and Shepard in that backfield, and looks like it will be a timeout Massillon. They're going to burn one early and talk this over there, being in the red zone. 9:46 left in the first quarter. We are on our first possession of the game. Massillon Perry, the first and 10 inside the Raiders 20. A couple long runs by Connor Shepard and a personal foul penalty, helping to put Massillon Perry in scoring position early.
Yeah, you know, the defense really has kept them in these last couple games, starting out the first game of the year against McKinley. Low-scoring game all through the first half, almost really into the third quarter. Then you took last week when we played Bookdale. I think it was 6-0 at halftime. We ended up tying it up 6-6 late in the third, and then Harding was able to really just take control in the fourth quarter. But this defense is what's been shining for them. Offense has sputtered some. They're able to move the ball up and down the field, just unfortunately stalling out inside inside the 20. That's where they've depended on their kicker.
That combination of Treharn and Shepard in the backfield, and it has been formidable so far tonight.
They got 7 in the box.
And the handoff is a Shepard up the middle. Shepard inside the 10, close to another first down at the Raider 9-yard line. And the referee is waving the flags ahead. It's going to be first down and goal, Massillon Perry, with 9:34 to play here in the first quarter.
Keep an eye on the defense. You know, big running back in Shepard there. Right now they've got that 5-man front with the 2 linebackers, having 7 in the box there. Coach Rich has shown that he's willing to play his corners out on an island man-to-man. We'll see if they keep on gashing them if they start to move 8 guys into the box to try to stop this run.
Shepard again with the give. And this time the Raiders pushing back. He does give them about the 6-yard line, but a little better effort there by that Raider front on that run this time. A few more hats on the ball.
It's number 4, Raychwan Hill, coming from that right inside linebacker spot. Exactly what you want your coach to do right there. There's going to be some natural gaps created, but depending on what kind of game they've got going on the front line, it is the linebacker's responsibility to step up into that hole, fill that gap. We want linebackers making tackles. We want the defensive line keeping them 5 big guys off of those linebackers. Let your 2 athletic seniors plug those holes and make the stops.
Second down and goal from the 7. Shepard once again. Shepard brought down inside the 4. Now, all of a sudden, the Raider defense showing some life. Their going is a little rougher than it has been coming downfield. They are not making it easy for the Panthers down here on their end of the field.
Another senior out there, number 5, Mendez Provit, coming back this year for his senior year off of a pretty big injury last year. Looks stronger than ever. He looks to do some big things this last year in his senior year.
Third down and goal for the Perry Panthers. We are under 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. No score. Perry on their initial possession of the game. They have driven the ball down the field pretty steadily. And then again, it is Connor Shepard. Shepard trying to drive that pile. And he's not going to make it. It's going to be 4th down and goal at the 2.
Interesting call here.
Panthers are going to have a decision to make early.
I don't think they're going for 3. I think this is a statement. This is a statement series for them. Perry's coming in here to Mollenkopf Stadium, done pretty well on the line, controlling that line of scrimmage up until they got down here tight inside the red zone. Looks like they are going to go for it.
4th and goal at the 2. Perry is going for it early. The big running back, Connor Shepard, has been a load so far, but the Raiders have stood him up a couple times inside the 10-yard line.
Corner's got to jam at the line. Look for a play action.
The handoff is to Shepard up the middle, and he's going to push the pile in. It'll be a touchdown, Massillon Perry, and the Panthers take a 6-0 lead with 6:57 to play here in the first quarter at Mollenkopf.
Controlling the line of scrimmage. You know, that's what's going to win or lose you the game there. Perry came out. Obviously, they had one thought in mind, and that was to control that line of scrimmage, control the trenches, use that big running back, let him get behind that big offensive line, and just really insert their will on this Raiders defense. Raiders had a little bit of a stand down there inside the goal line, but when it came down to it, it was just getting behind that big 200, and he's going to miss that.
They're going to hit on that extra point attempt, so the score is going to remain 6-0, and that will be a bit of a spark for the Raider team.
Yeah, you see what Perry's about. I mean, we saw some of the stats. Thank you to David Wormbaugh for everything he does every week to help us out with putting some of the stats from the previous weeks in some of the school's history, but you can see that they've piled up a ton of yards here in their first couple games. A lot of that coming on the ground, and you can see really what the formula is. They get behind those big hogs. They got a 215-pound running back that knows how to get north and south, not a lot of east and west, keeps low to the ground, looks like he's got great balance, the ability to break tackles. He's going to break you off 4 to 5 every carry. That's going to be a first down. That's going to win the game for you. Harding's going to have to find a way to start controlling that line of scrimmage and putting a stop to those big gashes that they're getting out of the runs.
Price DiStefano, the kicker for Massillon Perry, getting ready to set the ball back in play. Speaking of history, this is only the second meeting between these two schools, with the first one coming last year. It was a Raider win. So in the all-time series, the Raiders are up 1-0. Little pooch kick to the up back. And the Raiders are going to get pretty good field position out of that. In between the 35 and 40-yard line. Staying away from those return men back there, but you give up a lot of yards when you do that. And the Raiders are going to set up first down and 10 right around their 38-yard line.
I think Perry saw some of the film that we've been watching, and just the ability to be able to make something happen in the open field on kickoffs. We've watched Mike King so many times, Mike King Adair. Once again, him coming back off of a knee injury from last year. We've just seen the amazing things he's been able to do in the open field. Obviously, Perry saw that, didn't want to take any chance. It kicked it short to give the Raiders great offensive field position.
James Jones, the quarterback, once again, he's got Mendez Provit sitting behind him. Jones is going to pull up the pass, looking deep downfield for number 10, Matt Richardson, and just outside the arms, and the Raiders get a flag. So a Raider break early. Had Matt Richardson, just missed him, but they're going to get the pass interference called against the Panthers, so the Raiders are going to advance 10 yards on that play regardless and bring it up to about the 48-yard line.
Tom, I can't tell you how much I love
pass
that
interference,
play call.
Defense, number 3.
Start out,
they've
watched the films. We've been trying to run between the tackles 2 weeks in a row. Start out with that play action. You've got one-on-one, corners out on an island by themselves. Jones with the big arm, taking that opportunity. He had a step on him. Corner had nothing that he could do other than reach out and grab versus giving up 6 points.
15-yard penalty. That puts the ball in Panther territory, and all of a sudden the Raiders are on a move. They are at the Massillon Perry 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
One of the things I've noticed, Tom, is they have included a tight end this year. It's number 15, Amir Cobb, quarterback's best friends in those scramble situations.
Hand off to Provit. Provit spins his way ahead for about 4, up to about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, great to see Mendez back. Another one of these core seniors that they have. Great to see him come back after an injury last year. But just back to that tight end. Tight ends end up becoming, like I said, the quarterback's best friend. At this level, really difficult for a linebacker or a safety to be able to keep their eyes on that tight end through all of the confusion and the commotion. Look for that tight end to be utilized here late in the game.
Julius Farrell, the wideout, down close. And a little bit antsy on that offensive line. That's going to back the Raiders up 5 yards.
That's a dead ball.
Bring up a
Ball
second
start,
down and
22
11.
on the offense.
That's going to move them back to the 48-yard line.
Like Jeremiah Crenshaw. A little antsy there. Going to take the Raiders back behind the sticks by about a yard.
6:04 to go here in the first quarter. 6-0, Massillon Perry. A short burst by Connor Shepard, putting them on the board. Blocked extra point. Jones with a quick pass over the middle. It's going to pick up a few. Catch a number on that receiver. Looks like Matty Richardson down there. They'll get the yardage back that they just lost on the penalty. 3rd down and about 7 from the 44-yard line.
Yeah, see a nice mix here. The first 2 games we were very run heavy, straight up through the 2 tackles, and I don't blame them. I mean, you get down there and you see the size of this offensive line, but obviously looking to spread this defense out a little, give those players room to work.
Jones back to pass. Deep pass over middle, looking for Farrell. Just knocked away by number 3 for the Perry Panthers. That was Jaden Wilson.
Farrell had a couple steps on him. Unfortunately, Jones just not able to get enough under it there. Farrell had to turn into a corner there in order to make sure that ball wasn't picked up, give the opportunity for the Raiders to try to pin Perry back deep.
Wilson, a speedster on the track team for Massillon Perry. He does have a pick 6, and Jaron Edmonds in the punt. High spiraling kick. Taken at the 11. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds right around the 20-yard line.
That was Asa Birch on the tackle there.
And he's here, Foster, one of the main receivers that returned man for Perry that time. 1st and 10 Perry at their 19-yard line, coming back out in the field, a 6-0 lead. 5:15 to go here in the first quarter.
Let's see what Perry decides to do here. Obviously a lot of success running the ball off tackle and up the middle on their first possession. Looks like the Raiders are going to stay in that same base defense.
1st and 10, Massillon Perry from the 9 yard.
And this time it's Jonathan Lemon out at running back, and he is actually, according to Wormbaugh's stats, the leading rusher for this team. He gets the call up the middle, gets some positive yardage out to about the 24-yard line. Brings up a 2nd down and about 5 for the Panthers.
Jonathan Lemon. Big difference there. Got him listed at about $152. Looks like a little thunder and lightning action that Perry's got over there with their dual running back threat.
Lemon listed at over 300 yards rushing through the first 2 games of the season. 2nd down and 4. That was a pickup of 6 on that first down play. Trey Harn again to Lemon. Lemon gets it outside. He is tripped up.
Asa Birch coming from that right defensive end. That's a heck of a play from the defensive end, chasing down a scat back like Lemon from behind there, because he had a lot of room in front of him.
I think he saves a lot of yards with that shoestring tackle right there. 3rd and 1 at the 28-yard line.
Looks like they're going to stay with Lemon on this 3rd and 1. Thought maybe they would go back to the big guy.
Lemon gets the call. He's going to spin off that initial hit, take it out to about the 31-yard line, and that will be a Massillon Perry first down.
You see Harding defenders are coming up, meeting the running back at the line of scrimmage, just not able to get a wrap on him.
Wilson and Foster, the 2 main receivers for Perry. They're up on the top side. Both very dangerous players. Lemon with the call again. Lemon up all the way out, almost to the 40-yard line. They're going to have him marked down at the 39. 2nd down and 3 for Massillon.
So they moved Tyler Smith out of that left inside linebacker position, moved him down to the left end. Able to come off his block there to make the tackle, but not after a decent gain by Lemon.
And the Perry Panthers, they appear to be content to just run the ball until it gets stopped.
Yeah, you know, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
Lemon once again. And this time Lemon is hitting the backfield.
Tyler Smith.
He might have fallen ahead for a partial yard. Looks like they're calling it no gain. 3rd down. 3rd down and 3 at the 34-yard line. And the Raiders could use another one like that and hopefully get that Perry punt team out on the field.
You watch the senior there, Tyler Smith, just really blew up number 44. That looks like Luke Heel coming off of that left defensive end, just found the crease, able to get in there, hit the running back in the backfield. Looks like he's going to bring him down for a loss of 1 or at the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd and 3 for the Raider defense.
Trahern back to pass. He's got his man open. That was Foster on the far sideline, just enough for a first down.
It's like Xavier Woolard on the coverage there. Keeping those corners on an island, one-on-one, man coverage. Something like 3rd and 3 there. Didn't see the replay to kind of see what type of cushion that they were given there. But pretty easy pitch and catch from the quarterback to the receiver to move the sticks.
Perry has been run heavy so far this first quarter, but the couple times Trahern's had to do it, he has shown to be pretty proficient at the passing game. 2 passes, and they were both pretty sharp. Lemon again, the running back. And this time a screen out to Foster. Foster's only going to get, he's going to fall ahead for about 3. Get it out to about the 46-yard line, trying to get that big rangy receiver out there in the open somewhere. Pick up about 4 on that play out to about the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
Watch the freshman here, 23. Z comes up. Watch how he turns the player. Exactly what he's supposed to do. Protect the sideline, turn it back into the middle where everybody's at. Number 3, Tyler Smith, first one on the play, and then all of a sudden you got 4, 5, 6, 7 helmets to the ball.
Coming up on a minute left here in the first quarter. Perry with a 6-0 lead. They are 2nd down and 6 on their 47-yard line. The handoff to Lemon. Lemon is hit in the backfield once again. Short gain of maybe 1 out to the 48-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Look, the senior Tyler Smith playing possessed on these possessions here. Looks like they might have moved him back to his linebacker position. Shot that gap in there, straight line to the running back. Put that hit on him in the backfield. Able to hold him to minimal gain to none.
Big play for both teams right now. Harding defense trying to get their hands back on the ball. Trahern back to pass. That ball is tipped, and it winds up in the hands.
Nope, incomplete.
It was actually trapped over there, trying to get it to Jaden Wilson, and the Raider defense holds this time. The Perry Panthers are going to bring the punt unit out. Great defensive stand by the reserve Raiders.
Tom, I couldn't see it, but I'm going to guess that was Asa Birch over there. He's got a long body, probably 6'3", 6'4", sophomore. He's just been wreaking havoc from that right end spot, filling the shoes of Chaz Coleman. He's got a similar body build, similar athleticism. He's been just a headache for the defense, for the offense this year in the first 3 games.
That's a short kick headed towards the sidelines, and that should give the Raiders pretty good field position. Official pacing it off, coming out towards the 40-yard line and beyond the 40-yard line, out to about the 43, and the Raiders are setting up shop in an excellent spot for this next drive. 6 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Raiders ended up with pretty good field position on their first possession. Obviously came out, got that pass interference call, able to move the ball down a little further. Just wasn't really able to get anything going on the offensive side. Really liked that first play with the play action and taking that deep shot. That sets a tone for the defense, moves those safeties back, lets those linebackers think twice about stepping up. Really like that first play. Let's see what they can put together conceptually to start moving this ball down the field.
1st and 10, Raiders at their own 43-yard line. Mendez Provitt trying to bounce his way outside. He manages a couple up to the 45. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Looks like
we
we
have
got a late
flag
flag
on the play, a little bit late.
Penalty flag on the play.
Generally in that area of holding.
And that is what the head official is signaling initially.
Yeah, some of these
Holding
just
number
unforced
74.
errors.
10-yard penalty. We're going to have an untimed down to end the quarter. 1 untimed down. First
so that
down,
play took
20.
us down to the end of the first quarter, but we're going to play it as it were in the first quarter. There's no time on the clock. No time will be run off. If Raiders get one more play here in the first quarter off the offensive penalty, it will be 1st down and 20 after the holding penalty.
Yeah, no need to try to get it all back at once. Want something positive here. Would like to probably rip off 5-6 yards.
Moves the ball back to the 33-yard line. Provitt up the middle, and he will pick up that 5 or 6. Still moving the pile forward all the way out to the 38-yard line. So he gets about half that penalty back. So the Raiders will begin the second quarter at their own 38-yard line with a second down and about 15 coming up. Perry Panthers on top, 6-0 at the end of one.
The end of the first quarter. Massillon Perry Panthers.
Got to be interesting, Tom, how the Raiders approach this game. We saw against McKinley, they went with a 3-running back, a 3-headed monster with Provitt, Adair, and Jalen Murray. Jalen Murray got a little nicked up with a lower body injury last week, and unfortunately, so did Mike King Adair. And I see Mike King is here, but he is not dressed. And so a lot of these running responsibilities, if not all of the running responsibilities, are going to fall strictly on the shoulders of the senior Mendez Provitt.
If you tuned in early, you got a chance to see a large group of folks down on the sideline. Give a shout out to those. Those were our students at Warren Harding last year who had 95% attendance or better. We are celebrating that, and that is, if there's anything worth celebrating, that's one of them.
Oh, absolutely, Tom. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in the classroom or on the field. If you want to succeed, you got to be there.
Second down and 15 for the Raiders, opening up the second quarter on their own 38-yard line. And the Raiders are going to open up the second quarter by using their first time out of the half. There's something they didn't like out there.
I mean, look, you know, coach is already out in the field. He's not waiting for them to come to him. He's going right to them. That's something you don't want to see. You don't want to have to take a timeout coming out of the end of a quarter. Everything should have been established there, but obviously whether it was personnel issues or some issues with understanding the terminology of the play call, but you could see how frustrated Coach Rich was. He didn't wait for them. He met them out on the field to let him know his disappointment. But right now, not really time for yelling and screaming. It's time to bring a calmness, and that's where you look to those seniors. You look for Ashton Coleman on that offensive line. You look for your two linebackers to step up. You know, even some of the guys that aren't seniors. Matty Rich Jr. has been starting since he's a freshman. It's leadership. Asa Birch, leadership. It is time to step up, calm everybody down, do what you've been taught to do. You've been practicing all summer. You've been practicing before that. All this is going out there and executing what you've been taught. Calm down. Go play your game.
James Jones brings his offense back out on the field, and Mendez Provitt is still the running back in there. Jones is going to step back, look to his right. He's going to tuck it and try to go, and he's not going to go very far. He's going to lose yardage back to the 35-yard line, and it's going to bring up a third down in about 18. Not what the Raiders wanted after a pretty good defensive stand on the previous Perry offensive series.
Yeah, I liked watching the junior go through his progressions there. He checked underneath, didn't like what he saw. He checked the deep route, didn't like what he saw. He had that open lane to run, but I mean, 27, Caleb Lahan, I mean, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon from that middle linebacker position to take down Jones at the behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 18 for the Raiders. Jones back to pass. Gets it over the middle. That pass will be complete, but well short of a first down. Finds Matt Richardson in there. Gets it out to about the 44-yard line, but that's going to bring up 4th down and 9 for the Raiders.
Yeah, once again, offensive line giving Jones the opportunity. You saw the pocket start to collapse around him, but he stepped up in the pocket to give himself more time. Just wasn't able to find somebody beyond the sticks.
I don't see a punter yet out there, Ed. Looks like we're going to go for this on 4th and 9.
Well, look, let's see. I mean,
maybe a quick kick here, possibly. Look for that.
Try to pin him back. Yep, it's a quick kick.
James Jones steps back. And that's a nice job by James Jones right there.
Kind of bounce he gets.
Good Raider bounce. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Inside the 10-yard line. And what a nice piece of coaching that was. And James Jones did the job, pinning the Perry Panthers back inside their own 10-yard line on that quick kick.
You know, you try to find the silver lining out of that possession there. Obviously, you know, we question, you know, the way Perry's been moving the ball. If we were going to, you know, give him that short field there, obviously coaches know better. Drops his quarterback back to punt, and just perfect punt, pinning Perry deep inside their own territory, inside the 10.
So Perry takes over. Excuse me there, a little squeaky. Sorry about that, fans. Hope I didn't break anything. So Perry takes over 1st and 10 at their own 7. There's 10:26 to go here in the first half. And it looks like the Panthers are going to go back to Connor Shepard in the backfield behind Cameron Trehorn. And Shepard gets the call. And Shepard doesn't get much. So the Raiders, after that first offensive series where Perry just ran right down the field, that Raider defense has stiffened up noticeably on these last couple of drives.
Yeah, something to keep your eye on here, being able to shuffle those running backs out on the Perry side to keep both of them fresh, and then just two different looks. You know, you got a big 215-pound bruiser, and then you've got a 150-pound, you know, jet coming at you. And I mean, we had that the first couple weeks with that three-headed monster. That's going to be interesting to watch who gets to take on some of those running responsibilities with the two other running backs out for the Raiders.
2nd down and 8. Shepard. This time Shepard breaks the tackle, and Shepard gets it out to just beyond the sticks to the 19-yard line. That's going to be a Perry first down. They bottled him up on the first down, but they did not do it that time. Shepard, he gets past that line of scrimmage, and it becomes very interesting at that point.
I mean, look at the footwork and the balance for the big man. I mean, that's impressive for someone his size, 215. I mean, just very nimble on his feet, but conscious to stay north and south to keep his weight behind him.
This time, Trehorn with a quick pitch out to Nasir Foster. Foster trying to break a tackle, gets it out to about the 24-yard line, gain of about 5 on that, trying to get that quick hitter out to the sideline. Picked up 5 yards, 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Good open field tackle out there on that receiver.
Yeah, look, that was Matty Rich able to fight through that screen there to be able to get a hand on the shoe there to hold him up and let the rest of the defense come clean him up. A lot of cushion on those outside receivers.
Little bobble on a snap. Trehorn, this time he finds, I think that's Wilson, Jalen Wilson over there. That's another Panther first down.
I see Perry recognizing that one-on-one coverage to the outside, probably a good 10, 11-yard cushion. Just that quick dig route. Able to hit his receiver and move the sticks.
Jaden Wilson, apologies, I said Jalen. Jaden Wilson out there. Wilson is a receiver you've got to watch out for. He is a speedster on that Perry track team in the springtime. If he gets loose, he probably will not be caught. 1st and 10, Massillon with 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Trehorn again over on the sideline. He looks for Foster again, picks up a few. Looks to be about maybe 5 yards on that far sideline.
Yeah, Redding on the coverage there, but once again, matched up man-to-man on the outsides, but just giving a lot of
he must have been out of bounds on that because then he moved the stick, so no catch. I thought he had that ball over there.
He must have juggled it because I know he caught it in bounds. He must have been juggling it as he was able to throw him out of bounds.
So 2nd down and 10 on the incompletion. Shepard up the middle. Shepard through that line of scrimmage. Shepard with a big run well inside Raider territory all the way down to the Raider 37-yard line. And if you don't bottle him up on a line of scrimmage, he is off to the races.
No, obviously not bad speed there for the big man. He was able to get to the second level. Once he was there, it was just a head full of steam. Big gain for the big back out of Massillon Perry.
First down and 10. Massillon Perry all the way down to the Raider 37-yard line on that big run by Connor Shepard. Take him off for a breather, and it is Lemon back in the ball game. Jonathan Lemon in that tailback spot, and there's some motion. That's going to slow the Panthers down a little bit.
That's a dead ball, false start, 44 offense.
Luke
5-yard
Heil
penalty.
A little bit anxious on that play.
Replay
That's going
first
to back
down.
the Panthers back up 5 yards. First down and 15. Take them back to the Raider 42-yard line.
Interesting, the Raiders still stay with that 7 in the box, but watch how they're starting to move Phillips, the safety, up into the box to give him that 8th man. Corners are definitely on their own unless you see him retreat back deep. They're going to have no help over the top.
6:50, the clock winding down here in the first half. And it looks like the Perry Panthers are going to use their second timeout of the half and talk this over. That stops the clock at 6:47. Raiders will be on the road next week as they travel to Akron to take on the Irish of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's. First down and 15. The handoff is to Jonathan Lemon up the middle. Gets about 4 of those, maybe 3 of those yards back, just inside the 40-yard line. We're going to call it down at the 39, and that will be a second down and about 12 for the Perry Panthers.
Yeah, really just watching this, watching that line of scrimmage, watching the front, essentially 5. You know, we've got the 3 down linemen, but we're bringing up the 2 ends to make that a 5-man front. Just really trying to watch how you see almost like a tug of war of where that line is going. Harding's got some big size up front. Just got to stay low and maintain their positions.
Traharn back to pass, looking deep downfield. He's looking for Jalen Wilson, and Wilson makes the catch right around the 10-yard line. They're going to call him down right there. So it is going to be first and goal. Massillon Perry on the Jaden Wilson catch at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, had good coverage there. It was one-on-one. Antonio Dukes looks like he's got him the whole way. At the last second, though, the speedster just breaks away from the coverage, ends up finding himself about 5 yards open, going to give Perry a great opportunity, first and goal inside the 10.
And Connor Shepard checks back in. He's going to push that pile ahead inside the 5-yard line. Still got those legs pumping. And the 5-yard line is about what they're going to give him. Second down and 5. At the 5, maybe at the 6. Looks like they're going to call him down to 6-yard line. Second down and goal from the 6-yard line for the Perry Panthers.
Yeah, once Perry gets inside the 10, you already know what it is. They got the big back there. They're just going to ride him. They're going to ride him for at least the first 3 plays, maybe throw in a play action somewhere to see if they can catch the defense off guard. But when you got that big offensive line, that big back inside the 10, it's his ball all game.
Shepard again. He'll get up to about the 2-yard line where it's going to be third down and goal.
Shepard, ball carrier. Pick up a 3. Brought down number 56. Anthony.
Third down and goal at the 2-yard line for the Perry Panthers.
Do have to assume it's 4-down territory, no different than Perry's first drive.
And this time, Shepard is met in the backfield. He's going to lose a yard on that play.
Looked like that was number 56, Anthony Simpson, senior.
Going to lose a couple yards, push him back to the 4. And it became just a little bit tougher now for Massillon Perry. Big fourth down play for the Raiders, and you are correct, Eddie. We don't see any sign of that kicking unit, so they want the touchdown. Big play late in the first half for that Raider defense.
Playbook's wide open for Massillon Perry here.
That looks like Nazir Foster. It's a Wildcat formation. Nazir Foster taking the snap. And he's going to take it up there, and he is going to. Nazir Foster is going to be short, and that Raider defense holds inside the 10-yard line. Raider football.
Yeah, Tom, exactly what they needed. They're very confused, honestly, that's what Perry would do. I mean, they've done such a good job getting behind those running, getting behind that big offensive line with that big back down there. I thought for sure if they weren't going to run Shepard up the middle, then they was going to have some type of play action to try to catch those cornerbacks sleeping or looking in the backfield. But just very surprised that they would go with what's basically a gimmick play on a Wildcat when you've done such a good job at sustaining and maintaining that offensive line here through the first 2 quarters. Hey, give it up to that Raider defense. Bend, don't break. Did what they needed to when they needed to. They're going to be pinned deep in their territory, but they got an opportunity now to tie this ball game up with 4:09 left in the second half before we go into halftime.
4:09 to play in the first half. It's Raider football on a big defensive stand. But they have their work cut out for them. They're going to be starting from their own 2-yard line. And that big power I formation we saw in week 1. Flag on the play. Looks like a sideline warning for the Raiders.
Sideline warning, Massillon. It's a warning.
Perry sideline warning.
Very apropos for the throwback game of the Raiders, the reserve Raiders. Probably haven't seen a power eye since the reserve Raiders were on the field.
Mendez Provett is the deep back behind a pair of up backs. And that's going to be, that looks like a Perry man jumped into the neutral zone. And that's going to give the Raiders some room. 5 yards, take them out to the 7-yard line.
Dead ball encroachment.
And that is a big help early on in this drive.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Starting to see a little momentum shift here with the big stop on that Raider defense. Trying to bring that momentum over to the offensive side of the ball here. 94 yards away from pay dirt.
Takes it out to the 7. It's first down and 5. And now the Raiders can spread it out a little bit. They go to a more traditional lineup with Mendez Provett being the lone tailback. Provett will get the call. Provett bounces it outside, out beyond the 15. Out close to a Raider first down. Looks like he's going to be maybe no, he does get the first down. They're waving the flags ahead. First and 10 Raiders, 3:56 to play.
Looks like looks like the Raiders are thought maybe they were going to go tempo offense, but no, they are huddling up here.
They've got 2 timeouts and 3:45 to play here in the first half.
It's like Jones in the pistol.
Provett again. And he might get a yard. It looks like they're going to give him about 2 off that play. He was met hard at the 16-yard line. Second down and 8 coming up for the Raiders. Clock continues to tick. Provett again. Falls ahead for a couple more out to about the, looks like the 18-yard line. Third down and 6 coming up for the Raiders. And they are trying to go a little up-tempo. They're not huddling right now, trying to conserve some time.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Mendez. His brother is my king. My king's more of the speedster. He's more of that, 3-4 yards, just pound the ball. He looks like he's coming through a little bit on his tiptoes, just trying to make somebody miss and break that 80-yarder. Right now,
offense with some changes there.
Oh, that's going to be Tavy. That's Tavion Hill.
Tavion Hill in there at the quarterback spot.
Tavy gave him a spark last week against Buchtel. Let's see what he can do here with the 2-minute offense.
And I think we take a little too much time on
delay
that play.
Game
That's going to be delay a game on the Raiders.
5-yard penalty.
A lot of
Replay,
changes and
down.
not quite sure what to do there. That's going to push the Raiders back 5 yards, bring up a third down and
the clock
11.
will start on the snap.
2.5 minutes to play here in the first half.
That's one of the bugs that keep on biting the Raiders. We've seen that in the last couple games. I think it's Coach Rich trying to get some of these younger players and trying to build for the future. When you start making those changes, unfortunately, some guys just aren't on the same page, and they're ended up burning their last time out.
Tavion Hill stays in there. He's going to keep that ball, planned play Still on his feet. Tavion Hill breaks it outside. Out to the 30-yard line. Tavion Hill looked to be brought down several times back there. Gets that ball out to about the 32-yard line. And it is a first down. Raiders.
Yeah, like I told you last week, Tavy came in, just really gave him that spark. You can see, just an athlete. He'll go over there to the left, able just to get elusive and break the tackle. I think the defender was more worried about trying to strip the ball away from the young quarterback than he was trying to make the tackle. Tavy taking full advantage of that, using that athleticism and quickness to get up the sideline to advance the ball for the Raiders.
James Jones checks back in, and it's Mendez Provitt up the middle. And Provitt will find nothing on that play, maybe a couple. Looks like they're getting him out to the 34-yard line. Second down and 8. Electric play by Tavion Hill back there on that long third down play for a first down.
Gonna start having to look at the clock now down under 2 minutes. It's showing that Harding still got 2 timeouts. I'm not sure that that's correct.
Jones over the middle. He finds Matt Richardson. Richardson is met immediately. He picks up about 3 out to the 36-yard line. That should bring up a third down and 6 for the Raiders. Clock continues to tick, down to about a minute and a half and counting. Raiders with 2 timeouts on the board. Jones with a bad snap, picks it up, evades one rusher, gets it back. They'll lose a couple. Lucky to not lose the ball on that play. Gets it back to about the 34-yard line. It's going to bring up a fourth down and about 8.
You know, that ball was snapped with 30 seconds left on the clock. I would have thought that they would have wanted to take a little more time off of the clock just in case they found themselves in this position. Perry finally realizing what down and distance it was.
Timeout.
Decides
Perry.
to call a timeout.
And Perry will use their last timeout with the intentions of getting the ball off of the Raider punt here. We got a minute 2 left to play.
License plates say go for 2. Once again, there's a car in the visitor's parking lot with your lights on. License plate, go for 2.
Not a bad night for football, Tom. I think we've been blessed thus far. We've had some really good temperatures.
We haven't had that warm, humid, late summer evenings that we've had in years past. These couple Friday nights here we've had at Mollenkopf so far have been just absolutely wonderful. Comfortable for fans. Maybe still a little warm for the players, but again, not that 80 degree with a lot of evening humidity going on.
Yeah, I think that's why we haven't seen a lot of those cramps. You know, usually early in the season, a lot of guys going down for cramps, but I mean, just beautiful football weather.
Jaron Edmonds in to punt the ball away. High end over end kick. That's going to be fielded by Lemon at the 30-yard line, and he is met immediately. He gets it out to about the 35. Good coverage there by the Raider punt team. And the Perry Panthers with 54 seconds, they will take over on their own 35-yard line and try to see what they can do. A Raider stop here would really work wonders because the Raiders will get the ball to start the second half. So a stop here is imperative for reserve.
Yeah, you absolutely want to get a stop here if you're that Raider defense. We'll see how aggressive Perry chooses to get with 54 seconds and no timeouts left.
Trey Harn. Pass out to Nasir Foster. He'll pick up about 4 on that play out to about the 39-yard line.
Scoreboard showing that Harding's got, the Raiders have 2 timeouts. I know of 2 timeouts for sure they called, one after the quarter. Nope, called it incomplete.
Looking again for Nasir Foster over there on the sideline.
Well, it looked like he was calling it incomplete, like he was out, but he's spotting
he got the toe down. They spotted him at the 43-yard line. It's third down and 2. Jaden Wilson down here on the near side. Always have to keep an eye on him. And
there's a penalty.
Somebody has lined up in the wrong spot, and that looks like the defense has gotten a little
Dead
too
ball,
far ahead.
encroachment defense, number 52.
That is going to give the Panthers
5-yard
a
penalty.
First down
With
30 seconds left to play. Raiders lining up in the
Clock
neutral
will start
zone.
on the
5 yards
snap.
goes to the Panthers. That's going to put Perry at the 48-yard line with a fresh set of downs and 30 seconds left on the clock before halftime. Trahorn, I don't think his receivers are quite on the same page as that pass falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for Massillon.
Yeah, Harding came with 5 there. Quarterback had to get the ball out of his hands quick. Receivers just looking for those 9 routes down the field. Weren't able to get their heads turned around in time. That's going to stop the clock for the Perry team. Going to bring up a second, still at 10. 27 seconds left on the clock.
Jonathan Lemon checks in at running back, and Lemon will get the call up the middle. He's going to break free for a couple. He'll get it out of bounds around the Harding 46-yard line, brings up a 3rd down and manageable 4 yards for the Perry Panthers. Let's call it the 47-yard line, and we'll make it 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Perry hasn't really tried to stretch the field much here in the first half. Looks like they're more comfortable with keeping the ball on the ground, throwing underneath, and just hoping that one of those speedy receivers or running backs can catch a 5-yard pass and take it the rest of the way.
Again, they hand off to Lemon. Lemon finds some running room. He's inside the Harding 30, down about the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Massillon Perry. 14 seconds left in the first half, all the way down to the 26, and Massillon trying to hurry it up, and Trahorn will clock it right there. 12 seconds to play.
Still pretty deep. This is about a 44-yard field goal. Judging on that first field goal attempt, I'm not sure if they're going to be comfortable with bringing their field goal kicker out here from this distance.
2nd down and 10. Clock stopped at 12 seconds. Perry Panthers are at the Raider 27-yard line. 3 receivers. There are 2 big receivers, Nasir Foster and Jaden Wilson. Among those 3 down here on the near side. And Trahorn.
Oh, that's a hold. Oh, my gosh.
Trahorn,
there we go. Thank you.
There's a flag down the backfield.
That's all coming back regardless.
No catch. A lot of laundry in that Perry backfield.
Holding, number 54 offense.
And it is indeed holding. That's going to make it 2nd down and 20 with 5 seconds left to play here in the first half.
I mean, he tried to tackle 58 there, our left defensive end. Number 58, that's Smith. Xavion Smith came through, and I mean, he did everything but ask him to homecoming, Tom. I mean, that was a warm embrace.
Just needed the poster.
Yes, a very warm embrace by the right tackle.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 27-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 20 for the Panthers. 5 seconds, so this is probably going to be the final play of the first half. And Trahorn steps back, lets it fly down towards the end zone.
I think he caught
it. And that ball was caught by Jaden Wilson, and the Panthers are going to score on that play. 5 or 6 black shirts around that ball, and Wilson managed to come up with it. And it is 12-0, Massillon Perry.
If you see, I mean, you know it's going to the end zone. Probably need to have a couple guys with their heels on the 10. I mean, look, he just made a play. He made a great play there. You know, went up there, tried to high point the ball.
DeStefano in the kick. And this time he puts it through, and the Perry Panthers are going to take a 13-0 lead into the lockers at halftime off of a 27-yard scoring strike from Cameron Trahorn to Jaden Wilson as time expired. And Wilson just ripped that ball away from the hands of a half a dozen Raider defenders on that play. But the Raiders will come out. They will get the ball to start the second half. So sit back, folks. Enjoy the halftime show. You're going to see the Perry Marching Band, then you see our own Raider Marching Band. And Eddie and I will be back in about 20 minutes. We'll bring you the second half. Stay tuned.
enjoy the game, and go Raiders!
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Ryan Smith, with assistant directors Joe Sterling and Preston Blakeslee, with percussion instructor Derek Good and auxiliary instructor Madison Music, led by field commanders Elizabeth Berger, Molly Harrison, and Addison Tolley, we proudly present the 2025 edition of our Perry High School Marching Band. Tonight, we are proud to perform our 2025 OMEA competition show. This evening's performance features soloists Kaylin Beadle, Maisie Garlitz, Ann Hilson, Addison Snyder, Natalie Oberlin, and Morgan Pemeski. You hear the powerful rhythms of Bolero by Maurice Ravel, the lively dance energy of Danza No. 2 by Arturo Arquez, the heartfelt message of True Colors by Cyndi Lauper, and we'll close with the 1994 punk rock anthem, Basket Case, by Green Day. Ladies and gentlemen, the Perry High School Marching Band is proud to present True Colors. The Perry High School Marching Band would like to thank all of our fans, parents, and administrators for your continued support. Thank you, and go Perry.
Mollenkopf Stadium, get on your feet and make some noise for your
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we pay tribute to the Warren Western Reserve Raider Band, their directors, students, and fans. Tonight we present the traditional reserve run-on, fanfare, and fight song. As part of tonight's tribute to the traditions of the Warren Western Reserve High School, select band members will be wearing traditional uniforms dating back to the beginning of the Reserve Band program. We hope that seeing these uniforms brings back memories for all of those who have either worn the uniform or cheered on our Raider Band. Up next, our flag line is featured to the title track of this 1974 hit by the Jackson 5. Here is Dancing Machine.
normally come down about the last like 6 minutes.
To close out tonight's show, the Raider Band dances back to the year 2025 with this combo of songs used in the soundtrack of this hit movie release. We end our show tonight with Dancing Through Life and Defying Gravity. The Raider Band would like to thank all of you for being a wonderful audience tonight. Now join us as we cheer on our Warren Western Reserve Raiders. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Raider Marching Band.
Teaching them to hone their talents, believe in themselves, and reach their ultimate goal. This is not only taught on this field, but expressed to every student that has ever walked through a Warren City school door. From a young age, we are taught to trust in our abilities, believe in ourselves, set a goal, and above all, never give up. Warren City School spirit and reach their ultimate goal of playing professional football. From the Warren G. Harding Panthers, Ted Ronisovich, Joseph Carroll, Bill Carr, Tyrone Hicks, David Arnold, Travis Davis, Greg Zakharoff, and NFL Hall of Famer Paul Warfield. From the Warren Western Reserve Raiders, Joey Browner, Keith Browner, Aaron Brown, Derek Kelson, Vanessa DeCree, Elfie Birch, Vanessa Brandon, and Mark Brandon. From the Warren G. Harding Raiders, LaShawn Daniels Sr., Myron Elsey, Vanessa Provett, Derek Tolles, Maurice Claret, Carl Diggs, Prescott Burgess, David Herron, Mario Manningham, Chris Rucker, Antoine Moldis, Cindy Glover, Anthony Hope, Daniel Boom Herron, Christopher Anzavino, LaShawn Daniels Jr., James Daniels, Lynn Bowden, Yoda Froholt, Myron Cunningham. Along the way, we have lost a few pro football legends of Warren, Ohio, but their legacy will live on here at Mollenkopf Stadium. John Chuckernia, Chuck Riffle, Jim Bratz, Michael Graham, Lionel Reed, David Rogers, Lionel Thomas, Teddy Roberts, Jimmy Browner, Ross Browner, and Corey Stringer. So to the next generation in Warren, it doesn't matter whether you're small, big, fast, strong, quick, or patient you are. Take the Warren City Schools Foundation in you. Go after your dreams. Believe in your talents, believe in yourself, and give it everything you've got. And you will become a legend.
Welcome back, Raider Nation. Hope you enjoyed that halftime show. The Perry Band and Raider Band doing the honors this evening. As always, fine performances from both musical groups. Getting ready for the start of the second half, the Raiders will receive the football. They are on the short end of a 13-0 Massillon Perry lead. Massillon scoring on its first drive of the game. And then again scoring on its final drive of the game. The last play of the first half, a 27-yard touchdown strike from Cameron Traharn to Jaden Wilson, who just picked it away from a gaggle of reserve defenders.
Yeah, Tom, really not much to say. I mean, it was what it was. And I mean, at halftime, if I'm the coaches, I go in there. You know, we can look at X's and O's, make sure everybody's doing what they need to do to execute. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell my players, go out there, make a play. That's simple. Coaches coach, players play, make a play.
A low rolling kick. That's going to be fielded at about the 8-yard line. Taken out to beyond the 30-yard line. So a good starting field position for the Raiders, out about their 32-yard line.
Kai Blitcher, another senior, dual sport athlete, basketball player, reminds me a lot of Rajon Rondo out there, a little chippy, you know, plays way above his height and size, brings a lot of that attitude out here to the football field. Tough kid out there.
Raiders 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line to start off the second half.
We see Jones coming out here. Really like to see him kind of mix it up here. Haven't seen the tight end, number 15, Amir Cobb. Could be the quarterback's best friend. Let's see how they choose to start the second half.
Quick pitch out to Matty Richardson. Richardson cannot get around that corner. He's going to lose a yard on that play. It's going to bring up a, bring up a 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, I was really wondering, without having Jalen Murray as well as Mike King-Adair in the backfield, who was going to help share that load with Mandez Provit. Obviously, they've tapped their multi-talented sophomore corner, Matty Richardson, to try to take some of the load off and put a little speed in the backfield.
There's give to Mandez Provit. And Provit finds it tough going on the left, off of left tackle over there. No gain on that play. Raiders going to face a third down and a little bit more than 10 yards from just inside their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, tough position to be in, obviously, on that 3rd and 10. Wanted to test the outside, see if they can catch that corner there. Perry defense well disciplined, able to cut off Matty Richardson, using that sideline as the 12th man, and then little to no gain by Provit. Going to bring up this 3rd and 10.
Jones drops back to pass, looking over the middle. He's got Matt Richardson and in and out of his hands. 4th down and 10, and we are going to see Jaron Edmonds way too early in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, difficult possession coming out of that halftime there. Quick 3 and out, offensive line not able to really get anything established up front. Only thing kind of open there was that slant route coming out of the slot from Richardson. I don't even know if that pass would have been more on target. I mean, he was probably about a 4 to 5 yard route. Going to put it in the hands of the defense again.
Nazir Foster fields that right around the 35-yard line. Gets it out close to midfield. And they may mark him out around the 48.
It'll be interesting to see how the defense comes out, Tom. Raiders able to have a couple, very meaningful defensive stands there in the first half. This game could have been a lot worse. Big stand down on the goal line to turn the Perry Massillon away from another score. But it'll be interested. Are they going to stay with the 7-man in the box? Are they going to start walking that safety up to put 8 men in? Are they going to still be comfortable with leaving those corners out on an island by themselves in man-to-man coverage?
Perry opens up with the big man in the backfield, Connor Shepard. He gets the call early, and he is met in the backfield this time. That's going to be a 2-yard loss.
Hey, Anthony Simpson, look, all day you can tell there's no question Perry's been controlling that line of scrimmage, but if there's been a couple standouts up there, it's been number 58, Anthony Simpson, as well as number 7, Asa Birch, really causing some havoc out on the corner, out on the edge there for the Raiders.
2nd down and 12 for the Perry Panthers. Pushed back to the 46-yard line. They're going to go with Shepard again. And again, he gets up to the line of scrimmage and is stacked up. He picks up about 3, but that's going to be 3rd down and long, about 9 yards to go.
No, look, that's exactly what you want to see on the defensive side. You want to see those defensive linemen. You want them on the linemen. You want your linebackers stepping up, filling those holes, and making the tackle at the line of scrimmage. You don't want them sitting back and catching. You want them attacking. Exactly what you saw Raekwon Hill do right there is exactly what they've been practicing. They need to see more of that out of their linebackers as the defensive line works to keep the offensive linemen off of them.
This time, Trehorn back to pass. He was looking for Nazir Foster, who lost his footing, and the Raiders return the favor with a 3 and out as 4th down and 9 comes up, and the Perry Panthers send on their punt team.
Look, excellent stand by the defense there. Defense is what's been keeping the Raiders in the games all year and really winning the games for them. 2 big pick sixes in that Akron-Buchtel game. Raiders defense able to come up with a big stop there, taking back control of that line of scrimmage with their front 4 and those linebacker core stepping up. Corners being able to hold their own out there with the man-to-man, one-on-one coverage.
Low snap, scooped up by the punter. He gets a high kick off, and that's going to go down the sideline. It's going to bounce out right at the 22-yard line, and that's where the Raiders are going to take over with 8:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. So a less than stellar offensive stand followed up by a great defensive stand, and the Raiders get a second crack at it here in the 3rd quarter.
Let's go, Raiders.
You assume they're going to give Jones a couple more shots underneath center. We did see a little spark when they brought in the freshman 17, Tavion Hill, able to give them just a little bit more athleticism back there. to give them a spark, got them a first down, just ended up unfortunately sputtering out after that.
Handoff around the corner, picks up about 4 out to the 26-yard line. Second down and 6.
It looks like that was 40 Mekhi Brogdon, sophomore. First time we've called his name tonight. Trying to keep the legs fresh of those running backs, hoping that the offensive line can wear down that defense as it goes, as that game goes further. Keeping the running backs in with fresh legs, hoping to be able to break a couple big ones.
Trying with Mekhi Brogdon again, and this time he's met in the backfield. Going to lose a couple on that play, bring up a 3rd down and long for the Raiders.
Yeah, winning the battle over there on our left side of the line, Perry's right side. Couldn't tell if they brought a blitz or not, if they got home with just the front 4, but Brogdon with just nowhere to go. Luckily, he was able to secure that handoff before the big hit came from that Perry defense.
Third down and 10 for the Raiders. They are on the 23-yard line. Looks like Brogdon remains in at running back. Jones will step back to pass. Jones is going to fire a ball long, and that ball is almost picked off. He was looking for Matty Richardson out there, a little bit underthrown. That's going to bring up 4th down and 9 for the Raiders. And Jaron Edmonds will come out again, and the Raiders have to punt it away.
Yeah, looking to stretch the defense there. Think the safety was able to get back there on time. Didn't see the replay there, but I think that safety was able to get back over the top there. Raiders lucky to keep the ball in their possession, giving Gigi an opportunity to try to pin Perry back to let this Raider defense come out there and do their thing again.
I think that was number 10 for Massillon Perry. Evan Laubacher back on that defense. End over end punt. That looks like it's picked up by Nazir Foster. Foster with a couple moves gets it inside Raider territory. He's going to move that up to the Raider 43-yard line. And that is where Massillon Perry is going to start off. Excellent field position on the Raiders side of the field with 7:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Massillon Perry on top, 13-0.
So we got a quick break in the action here. Our counter sport, soccer, want to give a shout out to the Warren Soccer League, the Warren Youth Soccer League. That's headed by Ricky Brummer. They've been doing a great job down there. By far, Warren's largest rec youth sports league. I see they've got looks like a contest coming up to win a trip to an Any Sports 1-week camp down at the IMG Academy. Reach out to Ricky Brummer down at the Perkins Park concession stand for more details.
And it looks like Nazir Foster is going to take the snap again. This time he tosses out, finds Jaden Wilson. Wilson trying to break a tackle inside at 35. Gets it down to about the Raider 32-yard line.
A lot of shirt and arm tackles. You know that coaching staff on the sidelines teaching they gave you shoulder pads for a reason. Got to use them. A lot of size, a lot of strength coming out of this Massillon Perry team. Not going to go down instantly with the shirt and arm tackles. Got to use those shoulder pads. Got to drive through the hips, push them back.
And it looks like they're keeping Nazir Foster in there, quarterback. Now, he threw that one, but he could take it off and run it any time, and he's going to do it here. And he's not going to find too much of anything. He's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Perry Panthers.
Yeah, interesting. You know, that's the second time they've decided to go to this Wildcat-style offense. Looks like we've got a Raider down.
It's, Elijah Phillips is slow getting up.
See, it looks like is he possibly a cramp? Looks like are they?
Doesn't look like a cramp.
No,
they don't look like they're
not
stretching
the
him
hand. No, not stretching the calf. Well, yep, they're getting him up though. It's good to see the young man up.
Limping. Looks like that a little gingerly on that left leg. So we're gonna
I'll tell you, when you talk about hard workers, some of them, they don't come a lot better than Elijah Phillips. I mean, the work that you see, them posted on his social media platforms. Obviously, his uncle, Mike Phillips, one of our local personal trainers here, just really puts in the work to prepare himself for his seasons.
2nd down and 10 at the Raider 32-yard line, and now the Panthers go back to their traditional offense with Cameron Traharn in at quarterback. And there's the handoff to Jonathan Lemon, and Jonathan Lemon is met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. 3rd down and 10 coming up. And the Raider defense stepping up in a big way right now.
Big 78 Ellis Daniels, first one through, just bear hugs him as the rest of the defense comes in. Now you'll see kind of the switch or some of the adjustments that Raider defense has made, staying with that base 7, but they've got their safeties in the off corner in the box now, trying to protect against that powerful Perry Massillon running attack.
Loss of 2 yards on that play. That's 3rd down and 12. Jonathan Lemon remains the running back. Traharn trying to direct some traffic out there. Sends one man. They're going to have to burn a timeout because they had an extra man on the field, and that's a timeout for Massillon Perry.
Timeout
with
Perry.
5:37 to go here in the third quarter.
First charge timeout.
And I would dare say they're probably in 4-down territory right here.
Yeah, as a coach, when you can control that line of scrimmage and you've got your running game really clicking, I mean, there's no better confidence than that. Knowing that you can turn around and hand the ball off and get yourself 4.5, 5 yards per touch just really opens up the offensive playbook for you. It really gives that offensive coordinator and the team just a feeling of confidence, knowing that they can control the game and, more importantly, controlling the clock. Right now, that 13-0 score, they keep the ball on the ground. They keep on winding that clock down. You might as well say that could be 21-0 because of how long that they can hold the ball with their ability to just grind it out on the ground, getting first downs every 3 plays.
Panthers come out, 3rd down and 12. Connor Shepard, the big running back in that backfield. Traharn back to pass, looking down that right side, looking for Nazir Foster, overthrows him. 4th down and 12.
Yeah, I thought Perry really just kind of got out of character there. With going to that Wildcat offense, I mean, that's really what set them back into the negative yardage. I expected them to come out, kind of go back to the well, did what worked for them, run with their their two-headed monsters with the running back, continuously to pound the ball forward, eking out 3 to 4 yards of play. Instead, they go to the gimmick play and find themselves in this 3rd and long, got to stretch the field, which they're not comfortable with, putting themselves in this 4th down position.
Panthers bring the punt unit out. They're going to try and pin the Raiders back. Back in that corner. And just a little bit, or did he get that? Looks like he got a hand on that.
Yep.
And they're going to get a nice play by that Perry punt coverage person over there. Gets it out at the 2-yard line. That ball was rolling towards the corner. And that coverage man didn't quite catch the number down there. We managed to get a hand on it, kick it out of bounds.
Oh, just
and
amazing
nice
hustle.
Play right there.
Yeah, amazing hustle. They talk about luck. There's no such thing as luck. We create our own luck. The better you execute, the more likely good things are going to happen. The worse you execute, the more than likely the worst things are going to happen. And right now, Perry is playing a very fundamentally sound game to keep themselves within this 13-0 shutout of the Raiders here at home.
So the Raiders, 1st down and 10. They are pinned back on their own 2-yard line. And there's a penalty flag.
Too many men on the field.
12 men on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And the Raiders...
these are things that obviously are going to frustrate the coaches. You're trying to... you've got a few injuries in the first couple weeks, and so you're playing some people that don't generally get that time. He's trying to build forward to the next year, And so we've seen a couple of those mishaps with penalties like that, timeouts after the quarter, but something obviously coach is going to take care of in practice.
Well, on the bright side, it only costs you a yard, and there's movement
another
all
one.
over the place down there. Who are we going to call this on?
Dead ball,
that's gonna
false
go against
start,
the
number
Raiders. Backing up
22
another
offense.
half a yard.
Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So first down, 11 and a half, it looks like. And although they're not losing a lot of yards on these penalties, they're just kind of
more the mental. You know, it's frustrating.
Thing and backed up on your goal line, and just not a lot of elbow room down there. Looks like Provitt is the back. And Provitt will get the call, and that's going to be a safety. Mendez Provitt is met in the backfield. Tackled in the end zone, safety from Massillon Perry. So they get 2 points, and they will be getting the ball back. So all kinds of things going wrong for the Raiders at the moment. If it can happen, it's happening.
Yeah, disappointing coming out of the, looks like that was a linebacker just came and blitzed that gap there. No one to pick him up. Hitting Provitt in the backfield. It's absolutely not what you wanted to see coming out of the half there.
You just had a couple of nice defensive stands and simply unable to back it up with anything offensively. That series was as poor an offensive series as we've seen this year.
Yeah, I mean, no way to dress it up. I mean, it is what it is. That was, I think even if I were Coach Rich, he'd call it pathetic. You got to do better. You know, I'm looking at an offensive line. I'm looking right at number 68. I'm looking at Ashton Coleman, a senior, you know, multiple-year starter. You know, you want to get him and you want to have him grab his 4 fellow linemen, and they need to have a talk on the sideline. Need to get it together, right? This, you know, coaches can only do so much. The players got to go out there and they got to execute, got to keep your head in the game. Still a lot of game left. You're only 2 scores down.
Raiders are going to have to kick it away from their own 20. And that defensive unit is going to be called on once again to keep the Raiders close here. Nice long kick by Jaron Edmonds. That's going to be fielded at about the 22-yard line. That's Foster. Foster gets it out to the 35, spins. They're going to call him out of bounds over there at the 41-yard line. So Perry gets good field position off the safety, and it is up to the defense once again to keep this game in hand.
If I'm Perry right now, Tom, I'm going back to my bread and butter. I'm putting my big man in there. I'm putting my 215-pound senior. I'm putting Shepard back in the backfield there. I'm turning around. I'm handing him the ball. Off tackle, between the tackles. I'm going to have him rip off 4 yards of play. Every 3 plays, give me the first down. I'm going to wind this clock down, and that Raider offense isn't going to see the ball until I at least put 6 on there or the fourth quarter starts.
Shepard gets the ball, gets to that line of scrimmage, and just as you said, he's up there for 4 or 5 yards on first down. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't think Harding has much choice at this point. I think you've got to load up that box. You've got to go mano a mano, load up the box, and force them into a situation to where they've got to pass the ball. Right now, too comfortable with just turning around and handing the ball to the running back, breaking off 4 to 5 yards of play. You got to load the box at this point. Like a false start penalty is going to push him back.
A little bit too much motion before the snap down there. So
dead ball, false start, 17
5-yard
of
run
the
by
offense.
Shepard to open this series has just been
5-yard
negated.
penalty,
That's going to push
replay,
Perry
second
back
down.
to the 42. They're going to have second down and 10.
Great opportunity for this defense here. Look, this defense has been performing all year long. You can put Perry into a position to where they've got to put the ball in the air. Don't be surprised if you see 6 going back the other way.
Connor Shepard, again, that big 215-pound running back in the backfield. And he gets another one up the middle, and he gets through the line of scrimmage out to about the 50-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain to the Raider 49. Third down and 1. And again, if you're going to stop Connor Shepard, you got to do it early. Once he builds up ahead of steam, he becomes a real load once he gets into that second line of defense.
Yeah, no question. I mean, senior, he's got some experience running the ball, and one of the things you see, he knows what position he plays. Or let me rephrase that. He knows what type of running back he is. You ain't seen nothing east and west. He ain't trying to run out anybody. He's trying to put his shoulders down, and he's trying to make you feel it.
3rd down and 2, it looks like. Shepard again. He's going to move that pile and the sticks, and still moving. Big, strong running back, keeping those legs pumping, and he turned a hit at the line of scrimmage into about a 6-yard gain down to the Raider 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you have any choice. I mean, the offense hasn't been able to get moving, so you're going to need a few possessions if you want to try to overcome this two-score lead that they have here. I think sooner rather than later, you just don't have a choice other than bringing somebody else down in the box and forcing Perry to put the ball in the air.
Connor Shepard once again, no surprise. And he pounds it ahead for 4 or 5 more down to the Raider 38-yard line. 4 yards on that play. 2nd down and 6. And until the Raiders find a way to stop him, you're going to see Connor Shepard, I think, the rest of the night, anytime Perry's got the football.
Yeah, Shepard, and remember, they also have got they've got the speedster, Jonathan Lemon, 5'10 junior, who was kind of complimentary to just the size and the strength of Shepard.
This time Trahan keeps it. He's trying to get the pass off. Looking for Jaden Wilson. Wilson just outside his hands. Brings up a 3rd down and 6.
Look, that's what you need right there. You know, taking that chance. Coach has been comfortable all year with leaving even his freshmen out there on an island in that one-on-one coverage. You've got to, you can't let them stay in their comfort zone. That comfort zone is turning around and handing that ball to zero. Load up the box, force them to put the ball in the air. That is when this defense is going to thrive.
3rd down and 6 for the Perry Panthers. 2:06 to play here in the 3rd quarter. The 15-0 Massillon Perry lead at the moment. Perry trying to build on that. And again, Trahan, he finds Nazir Foster out there. Foster turns on the Jets. He picks up a 1st down inside the 30-yard line, down to about the Raider 27.
Yeah, you saw they did bring that safety. Looks like number 9, Elijah Phillips, is back in the game. Good to see that. Looks like they did walk him down inside the box. Maybe a little too much cushion on the outside for those corners, knowing that they're going to be in man-to-man coverage. We saw a lot of that in the first half, just some dig routes when you saw that those corners were playing anywhere from 7 to 11 yards off. Quarterback's able to recognize that quick dig route, 5-6 yard catch, able to turn upfield for more yards.
Connor Shepard again. Shepard through the line of scrimmage, drags the Raider defender down to the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 3 off the 7-yard run by Connor Shepard.
Tyler Smith with another big hit there for the Raider defense.
Coming up on a minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Connor Shepard again off the right tackle, gets to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be another Massillon Perry 1st down inside the 15-yard line to the 14. 1st and 10, Massillon Perry from the 14-yard line. Clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Stopped momentarily as we move the chains.
Yeah.
Now running again, 40 seconds to go. Connor Shepard again up the middle. This time he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain on that play. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, Tom, when they started this drive, I think it was about 5:46 on the clock, and I told you, if I'm Massillon, Harding's not getting the ball back unless I score, or it's the beginning of the fourth quarter. As you see, that play is going to take us into the fourth quarter. Massillon Perry with another opportunity for another first down if they keep that ball on the ground and keep driving it to keep on eating away at that clock. Raiders are going to need to get a stop on this defense. More than likely, the defense is going to have to put the offense into a position to be able to score. So look for them to get a lot more aggressive up front with ripping at that ball.
That's the end of the third quarter here at Mollenkopf. Massillon Perry Panthers 15. The throwback Warren Western Reserve Raiders nothing. Perry will open up the quarter, 2nd down and 10 at the Raider 14-yard line. They're going to turn it around and head south. Massillon Perry, 2nd down and 10 at the Raider 14-yard line as we open up the fourth and final period of play here at Mollenkopf tonight. And the Panthers have brought in Jonathan Lemon for a little different look. Lemon will get the call. He is hit hard after about a 2-yard gain, maybe a 1-yard gain, brings up 3rd down and long.
That was a big hit there. Talked about those linebackers needing to step up. We've been talking about Tyler Smith all night long. Just no give up in this senior. This is a big play, Tom. 3rd and 8. You want to hold them. You want to hope that Perry gets a little bit cocky. He doesn't bring that field goal team out there. Leave this a 15-point, 2-possession game. Give the offense an opportunity.
Trahorn back to pass, looking down that right corner. He had Jaden Wilson, had a hand on it, but it gets in and out of his hands, brings up 4th down and long, and it looks like the field goal unit is coming out.
Looks like we got a Raider down.
Injury timeout for Warren.
Injured Raider on the field.
And that looks like a cramp. They're stretching out the leg down there. Not sure who that is.
You know, you saw there one-on-one coverage, wide receiver with some speed, had a good year thus far, some yards even on the defensive side, pick, but you saw the corner be able to stay with it. Looks like that's the freshman, Zion Redding, coming off with some cramps. But that's what you have to force this Perry team into. You cannot let them just turn around and hand the ball off. You've got to put them into some of those 3rd and longs to where they have no choice other than to put the ball up in the air, give that defense an opportunity. Right now, just way too comfortable with turning around and running the ball the way the offensive line has been able to control the line of scrimmage.
Price DeStefano in to kick. He's missed an extra point, made an extra point, but the kicks have been low, so Raiders got to get their hands up. And it is blocked.
That's a live ball.
And just like that, the Raiders with a stop, they get the ball back early in the fourth quarter.
Defense has been there all year, Tom. That's what's been giving them up. That's what's been keeping them in the games, giving them opportunities to win the game. Once again, the defense with a huge stand come in with a big block on defense. Now let's see, in the first half, we saw them bring in the freshman at quarterback to give them a little more athleticism back there at quarterback. We'll see if Hill gets another opportunity to provide a spark for the offense with 11:02 left. Raiders got the ball on their own 20-yard line.
Raiders with the block on that field goal attempt.
And yep, here comes Tavy Hill.
Tavion Hill coming in at quarterback. 11:02 to play Hill's going to keep it. He's trying to get outside that end, and not going to happen. Hill's going to lose a couple yards on that play.
Hill, the ball carrier.
2nd down and 12 coming up for the Raiders.
Brought down by number 10.
Jones back in at quarterback.
Now there's no, Tom, we've said this before, there's no 15-point touchdowns. Right now, you do need to, the clock is not on your side, so you do need to start to move the ball, but you don't need to throw bombs. I'd like to see a lot of stuff underneath, short passes, see if the receivers can break something downfield.
Richardson in motion, he makes the reception, and he is met hard. No gain on that play, maybe a yard lost.
Yeah, great open field tackle there. Pass probably found the receiver a little bit late and then hung him up there. Didn't give him an opportunity to be able to make that catch and take advantage of that open space there. Really like to see something over the middle, something with the slants. Something with maybe even a short post route. See if you can get your quarterback to hit one of your receivers in stride and let them use their legs to do the rest of the work.
3rd down and 12 for the Raiders. Their own 13-yard line.
Look at the middle of the field.
Jones, he's got some running room out here to the near side. Oh, and he is hammered at the 28-yard line.
Connor Shepard doing it on both sides. Nothing wrong with that hit. Hey, I appreciate Jones tucking the ball and taking off, but once you get out there, you're a running back. Got to get those shoulders down, squared up, or you'll have to learn how to slide. But I give the young man credit. He took a big hit there, but he's back up in the huddle.
And a very manageable 4th and 2 off the scramble.
Yeah, this is a pivotal down right here for the Raiders on this 4th and 2. Look to get Jones out of the pocket, onto the perimeter. They're going to call a tie. Looks like somebody's going to, what are we calling?
Delay of game.
Delay.
4th and 2. And the play
5-yard
clock
penalty.
runs out.
4th down.
And the Raiders, when they least need it, get backed up 5 yards. And it becomes 4th and 7. And they're going to bring the punt unit out. They don't want to give Perry the ball down here. There's still time in the ball game, so they're counting on the defense to get the ball back quickly.
Absolutely. Maybe Jerron could put something up here high in the air, get two of those fly guys down there, make them a little nervous, maybe get a...
Big rush by Massillon Perry.
See where that bounce goes.
And
get
that
on
ball's
it.
going to go back the other way, and it's going to be down on the Raiders side of the field. Jerron Edmonds was lucky to get that punt off because Perry was coming.
Yeah, right now everything just going in the right direction for Perry, and we talked about having that running game. Look for big doses of Shepard right here. They got 8:32 on the clock. They're going to be looking to take at least 4 or 5 minutes off the clock with this drive.
Short punt by Jerron Edmonds under a lot of pressure on that. Gets down at the Raider 44-yard line, so not much more than a 20-yard punt on that. And it looks like the Perry Panthers are coming out with Jonathan Lemon. They're putting the shifty one in the backfield for the start of this series. Jonathan Lemon gets the call up the middle. And although slight of frame, he moves a pile ahead for a couple, picks up 3 to the 41.
Yeah, small in stature. You got two pretty big offense and defensive lines there. Finds himself able to kind of just get lost in the shuffle behind all those big bodies there. Gives him opportunity to pick and choose his hole. Once he finds it, he's able to hit it hard, and that's why he's, even with his small stature, able to always move forward for a couple yards.
Lemon gets the call again, and this time he breaks through for a first down inside the 35-yard line, down to about the 33. And that offensive line for Perry is just doing its job now, giving him a little crease, and that's all the young man needs to get a few yards. First down for Massillon Perry.
And now in running this clock down, that's going to give those big guys up front opportunity, kind of get their wind back.
And a guy whose name we haven't mentioned tonight for Perry, give him some credit, Caleb Lawhon, that big number 27 fullback in there. Yeah. Hasn't run the ball, but at 221 pounds, he has been formidable opening holes for these running backs. And there goes Jonathan Lemon again, 5 or 6 yards inside the 30, down to about the 27. They're moving that fullback around and telling their running backs, get on 27's tail and just follow him wherever he goes.
Yeah, look, 4 yards of play will win you a ball game.
Absolutely. Let's get behind that bowling ball we got at fullback, and he'll open something up. That's what they've been doing all night long. Lemon trying to get around the right end, and he does. Lemon breaks it free all the way down, almost to the 10-yard line. First down for the Perry Panthers. And if that Perry offensive line hadn't already done so, they have certainly taken control of this ball game here in the late going.
Yeah, just not really, never able to establish that line of scrimmage. Wasn't able to really get much penetration. And you know, you combine that just giant offensive line with you know, the big running back and the big fullback. I mean, that's formidable anywhere.
346-900. Collect your prize winning the Gridiron Club procession underneath the home stands.
First down and 10. That ball is spotted on the 10, so it is first and goal for the Perry Panthers. 6:25 to play, and looking to seal the deal right here. They put this one in the end zone, and I think folks are going to be heading for the exits. Jonathan Lemon again. Had a handoff in the backfield. He gets it inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark his progress down around the, looks like about the 8-yard line. He'll get a couple out of that.
Yeah, the senior Rajuan Hill coming from that, like the right inside linebacker position, tried to chase him down from behind. A little too quick, caused him to reverse course there, brought him back in to the teeth of the defense to be able to hold him for a short gain to bring up this 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 at the 9. And once again, Lemon following that big fullback. But he only picks about a yard this time. Raiders on that one. Actually, I don't think they're going to give him any gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 from the 9-yard line.
Limited ball carrier.
Like that was
On play by number 56.
was Anthony Simpson again. Anthony Simpson, we've been calling his name a lot. I think he's coming from the right end position, or excuse me, maybe he's interior line there. Lined up next to the edge rusher, Birch.
Pretty much they put Caleb Lawhon in motion. Watch where he sets up.
Right,
and that's probably where your running back's going to go.
Right. A lot of times, you know, it's follow the guard or follow the tackle. Here it's pretty simple. It's just follow the lead blocker.
And again, up to about the 5-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Perry Panthers. 6-yard line called. They're going to spot him at the 6. 4th and goal at the 6.
I think with their special team woes, I assume they're probably just going to keep the offense out on the field here with that clock winding down.
Let that clock run down a little bit more, and
they might even, well, I don't know if they'll burn one or not, might even take a timeout from where they're at. Or take the penalty from where they're at. What do they got, 2 timeouts?
I think they'll burn it. They got a couple.
Yeah, they might as well burn one.
They'll run that down and burn one out. And
clock's under 4 minutes.
Yep. Perry's going to take their second time out of the half and see what they can come up with at 4th and 6 and try to put this game out of reach.
Perry hasn't struggled with much at all tonight, but where they have struggled is right here with the field goal kicking, whether it's the extra points or it's the traditional field goals. Raider defense has been able to really just give them fits, and remember, on a block, that is a live ball, I believe.
Absolutely.
And that to give them the opportunity to make a return, put the Raiders right back in this one, but it's going to take a phenomenal effort.
I think Perry's going to keep their offense on the field. They're not going to.
I would definitely.
Not going to take another shot on that, even if they.
No, looks like he's.
Oh no, they did bring DiStefano out, so they're going to try a field goal. And
I'm with you, Tom.
He got one extra point, but even the extra point he made barely cleared the crossbar. So the young man has been kicking it low, and that makes it. They blocked the last one, so a lot of stuff can happen right here. This kick he gets up, and it is good.
Yeah.
And that makes it a 3-score game. And
interesting that they went with the field goal there, right? I mean, really kind of one of the high points of the Raider night is what they've been able to do there. With the way the defense has been able to hold this offense in check, I would have absolutely kept my offense on the field right there, taking my chances, knowing that it's slim pickings for the Raider offense to be able to go almost the length of the field, but that's why I'm up in the booth and they're over there on the sidelines calling the plays.
And that's it. Good on the young man for coming out there and making a big kick to put this away. He's had his struggles tonight. He came in, he put the foot to that one. Nice high kick, field goal good, and you've just given your team the cushion it probably needs to put this one away.
Yeah. It's like they're putting number 10, Matty Richardson back there. And is that a 36 or a 26?
Let's see here. 24.
24, and that's Kai.
Kai Blesher. Blesher and Richardson back to receive the kick. DiStefano set to put it in play.
Look for this kick to go short like the rest of them.
He's been short. He's been low squib-like. And another squib-type kick that's going to bounce just not quite in the end zone. So the Raiders can have him kick again or take that ball to 35.
Kick out of bounds. The ball.
The coach looks like coach is going to take it at the 35-yard line.
They're going to opt for the field position this time. 3:50 to go. Raiders have all their timeouts, but they have a very tall task ahead of them. They need 3 scores in the next 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So this first one's got to come awful quick if they want any chance of staying in this ball game.
Yeah, you're looking for some slant routes. You're looking for maybe a dig route. Hopefully somebody, the defender comes up. He can make somebody miss in the open field, and take it the distance. But obviously you're looking for something big to open up this drive.
Jones with the quick pass out to Farrell. He bobbles it and hangs on. Give him a 4-yard gain, or maybe a 5-yard gain. They have his progress stopped at the 40. 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders at their own 40. That was Farrell's first reception of the evening. Jones again, this time looking long, looking for Farrell again.
Face
and
guarding.
There's a flag on that play.
Yep.
So that's going to give the Raiders another first down, 15 and a first down from the 40. That's going to take it over to the Perry 45-yard line.
Yeah, Wilson never got turned back around, face guarding all the way down the field there. I think Harding was hoping we were in the NFL. You saw him kind of go down to the spot of the foul.
Yeah. But it is a 15-yard bump for the Raiders up to the Panther 45-yard line. 3:23 to go.
Just keep on working the ball downfield. Keep on working the sidelines.
A little bit of Perry help. The Raiders aren't threatening all of a sudden.
Just a little bit behind him there.
Looking for Blesher over there, step behind him. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 at the Panther 45. .319 to go in the ball game.
Blackwell to the high side there.
He finds Richardson. Richardson gets taken out of bounds. About a 6-yard gain. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Raiders. Down to the Perry 39-yard line. They need to get to the 35 for a 1st down. Clock continues to run. Raiders still with all their timeouts. Quick pass over the middle, looking for Matt Richardson. In and out of his hands. 3rd down and 4.
They're trying those quick hitters just to advance the
Actually,
ball.
4th down and 4, so the Raiders need to convert here.
Perry seems pretty content with keeping everything in front of him right here. Don't need to try to stretch the field on this. Look for something underneath. I wouldn't try to throw the long out there. It looks like they're playing off. He's got an opportunity on the dig route.
Down that sideline, looking for Farrell. He's got Farrell inside the 5-yard line. And they are rolling out a touchdown. 39-yard pass from James Jones to Julius Farrell. And the Raiders are on the board late.
Nice toss. He's had that one-on-one coverage all night. That time Farrell able to get behind his defender. Jones put just enough touch on that ball to give his receiver the opportunity to run under it. Keep his balance just, we'll call it long enough to get in the end zone there. Wasn't expecting that, thought they were just gonna go underneath to try to pick up the 1st down.
Jaron Edmonds in to attempt the extra point.
Looks like a little bit of confusion here on the extra point with the...
Don't want to waste the timeout on the extra point. They still got 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and I mean, you got a kicker who's got the leg.
Edmonds up and good, and it is 18-7. And we're back to a 2-score ball game, 2:41 to play. And the Raiders are trying to keep the faithful in the stands for a little while longer.
Yeah, we're going to line up here. Let's see, what are we working with? Looks like we still got all 3 timeouts. Drawn's going to line up here. We're going to have to get the hands team on there. Looking to get that big bounce. Kicking the top of the ball. Need to get it, past, what is it, past maybe the 45, is it, that it has to go past?
Got to go 10 yards.
Got to go 10 yards, looking for that big bounce.
So they've got to get it to the 50 before they can pick it up.
And they got their big man out there. Dual sport athlete, Asa Birch.
You got the hands team. You see Matt Richardson out there.
Yeah.
Elijah Phillips is back on the field. Mendez Provitz.
Yeah, you got your
So the guys that handle the football, they're the ones up there on the line.
Now we'll see. I'm surprised that they've got Birch all the way to the sideline with his height and his jumping ability.
Looking for the bounce.
Yeah.
And that is covered by the Perry up man. So Perry's going to take over. Looks like around the 49-yard line of Warren. 2:38 to play. It's an 18-7 game, and the Raiders need to get the ball back in a hurry if they're going to give themselves a shot here.
Yeah, this is one of those do-or-die possessions here, Tom, because you're not going to see a lot of guys trying to tackle. You're going to see them trying to arm tackle, hold them up while somebody else is coming in and trying to strip that ball away. And that is a high-risk, high-reward type of defense, because if you don't get him down, he's going the distance.
And especially when you got a guy like Connor Shepard in that backfield, if you're trying to tackle him high around the ball, you better make sure you got him. But this time, they're going to Nazir Foster around the end, the jet sweep.
That's coming back, face mask.
Gets it inside the 40-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
That's coming down. Asa Birch 27, Caleb Lawn had a handful of face masks. I don't know if they're going to get him with the hold or they're going to call him with the face mask, but he absolutely had a handful of his face mask, preventing him from being able to set that edge on the jet sweep.
And the Panthers get moved back to their 45-yard line. That's going to make it about a first down and 17. That 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2:27. 2:25. The referee's talking over something out there.
I think they're discussing because, I mean, he held him, but he held him by his face mask.
Yeah, whatever it is, they seem to have come to a consensus. And
he absolutely had his hands up on the face mask.
Perry, 1st and 17 at their own 45-yard line. Clock now running. Of course, Perry in no hurry to snap the ball. Coming up on the 2-minute mark.
And Harding with 3 timeouts.
Connor Shepard up the middle, and this time Shepard breaks loose. He's been a threat to do that all night long. He gets caught by Kai Blesher down there, but just a step too late, and that's a 55-yard scamper for Connor Shepard. To put the Perry Panthers up 24-7, and that will absolutely close the door.
Bound to happen, Tom, before the possession. That's what I was talking about. You're trying to strip the ball. You know, you're thinking tackle second, strip the ball first. And with a back with his size, speed, and just to be honest, I mean, he's got some fresh legs because of the sharing that responsibility with Lemon.
Been platooning all night long with Jonathan Lemon. There's the kick up and into the net, 25-7. Minute 53 to play. And that pretty much puts the final nail in things.
See, a lot of things, obviously, to work on this week before they go to, who was it, St. V?
St. V, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary next weekend.
Next week, I know, I think, did Perry have them last week?
Yes.
And Perry handled them pretty well. I
Yes.
think that was a 33-36 nothing game. But obviously Perry has come out. I mean, last year it's not like we ran away with it. I think it was 9-15 or something like that. You know, in their place, from what I can remember, it was a torrential downpour. You know, so I'm sure the elements, played a role in that. But you know, a lot of disappointment, obviously, on the Raiders sideline here, but let's not take away everything that this Massillon Perry team has done to just give the Raiders fits in all 3 phases of the game tonight.
So once again, Raiders on the road next week in Akron at Green Street Stadium against Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's. Low line drive kick that's going to go into the end zone. Raiders going to get the ball on their 20. Raiders are not home again until September 26th when they play McDowell. In between there, don't want to get too much into this because we don't know all the facts, but obviously there are problems within the Ursuline programs. We're not sure what's going to go on with that game in 2 weeks. I will leave it to you folks to do your own research and come up on that. We're not going to comment on that one way or the other, but there are issues with Youngstown Ursuline right now. Maybe they'll be resolved, maybe they won't. We'll find that out, I'm sure, in very short order. But again, immediately on the horizons, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, and then 2 weeks after that, we are home on, actually, the beginning of a 3-game homestand. McDowell, Boardman, and Mooney back-to-back-to-back weeks.
McDowell, that's out of Erie, correct?
I believe so.
Erie McDowell. I wonder if that's, we'll have to do some research, or actually we'll probably just go on the Worms Facebook page and let him do the research to see if this is the first time the two teams have met.
Always appreciated, Mr. Wormbaugh. You're a great help to us here. Jones looking deep for Farrell. He finds Farrell. Nice grab. And they're not going to give him that when he had it, lost it when he hit the ground.
He couldn't control it through the ground.
Almost a circus catch there. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. Minute 22 left to go in the game. 25-7. Much like the Camp McKinley game, the Raiders kept it close for a long time, and a couple big plays late.
You know, I mean, obviously, let's, you know, we can see it. We've watched 3 games now. You know, that defense is, the defense is right there, generally speaking. They can only hold off so much. Right now, where the issues lie, it's with that offense and finding an identity. You know, whether it's, are we passing the ball, are we running the ball? But right now, just not able to really establish the line of scrimmage, therefore not able to really do much.
Jones finds Kai Blesher. Blesher breaks a tackle, and Blesher down to the 30, the 20. Kai Blesher all the way for a Raider touchdown. That is 78 yards.
Kai Blesher, talked about him in the beginning. You know, forget about his size. I mean, he plays like he's 220 out there, but showing that he's definitely not by turning on the burners. A couple Massillon Perry defenders had some angles on him, but Kai just able to outrace them down the sideline. One, you know, you always try to get something positive out of the game. You know, plays like that just showing that a senior just not giving up. You know, but it would have been real easy for him to get alligator arms going over the middle in a game that's out of reach, but you know, seeing the senior not give up there and then just turn on the afterburners is he got down the sideline to put 6 more on the board for the Raiders.
Looks like a bit of a trick play coming up, trying to get 2. Tavion Hill steps in at quarterback. The Raiders down by 12, and
I think there's just some confusion out there right now.
They're probably going to have to use a timeout here if they want to have a shot at this. We're down to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, indeed, are going to take – that's only their first time out of the half. So they're going to talk over this conversion here, try to put 2 points on the board and see what they can do with a minute 8 left. Stranger things have happened in the world of sports.
Now, before that 78-yard touchdown, you know, they've got to establish something on the offensive side. And it's going to start, obviously, up front. It's going to start with the offensive line. You know, obviously you want to look to the seniors, and so I'm looking at Ashton Coleman. I'm looking at Ellis Daniels that just came back here to the school, but I'm putting it into the players' hands. You know, and I want the players to take control of the locker room, have some conversations, and it starts up front. Take control of the line of scrimmage. You have to control the line of scrimmage, and then it's establishing the identity. I think with the size of the front 5 that we have here, we should have the ability to control the clock, just like what you saw tonight. This was textbook. You control the line of scrimmage, you control the clock. You know, there was a couple times I think Perry was forced to get out of their comfort zone and actually start taking some shots downfield, and most of it was to no avail. But as long as you can control the line of scrimmage and turn around and give it to your back for 4 to 5 yards, you're going to have a good game.
Jones comes in. Jones is going to keep it, and James Jones is going to get the 2-point conversion, making Harding just a little bit closer. There's a minute 8 to play. 10-point contest. I'm sure we'll see another attempt at an onside kick, and if Harding can get their hands on it, well, then who knows? But they are playing till the final gun, that's for certain. And there is a player down in the end zone. Looks like a Raider player. That was James Jones. Didn't get up right away. He looks to be moving fine now. Maybe another minor cramp after that 2-point conversion run, but he is up and moving well.
Jones has played tough tonight, taking a couple big hits. When given the opportunities, he's been able to find some receivers. Just that defense being right there, even getting some of our skilled players out in the open, giving them the opportunity to try to make something happen. Really give a lot of credit to this Perry defense of just being in the right places and playing a very conservative defense that was able to stymie this Raider offense.
Jaron Edmonds set to put the ball back in play. And I don't think it's any surprise to anybody what we're going to make another shot.
There's the bounce. The ball's on the ground.
Ball's free. And I think Perry player has it covered.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Didn't quite get to the 50, but if a Perry player touched it, it would have been live. But
I think that's what they're discussing right now.
And that may be it. If he didn't touch it, they may be calling. They may call an offsides. I don't see a flag or anything. So
we definitely recovered the ball. The question is
whether Perry touched it or not.
Did it bounce back after hitting a Perry player? Because it's obviously short.
I'm going to give a shout out to Trevor Donnelly tonight. Donnelly stepped up. Fred Whitaker and Frank Bozak both unavailable tonight. Trevor stepped up to oversee the production crew so we could bring you the game tonight. We were kind of on pins and needles there for a little while, and Trevor came through for us so we could get this ball game into your homes tonight. So we're thankful for that. Trevor, thank you very much for stepping up and doing the job, partner.
Yeah, actually, I got the text message, and I was highly disappointed, and then quickly followed up that Trevor saved the day. So thank you, Trevor. We greatly appreciate you.
Connor Shepard, no gain on that play. It's going to be second down and 10, but the clock continues to run down to coming up on 50 seconds. Looks like the Raiders are going to use a second timeout possibly. Clock seems stopped over there. So it looks like a Raider timeout. They're down to 1 on the board. 25 to 10. 25-15. That was a second and 10. Sorry. Got my numbers mixed up on the scoreboard. 25-15. 53 seconds to play. Raiders trying to do what they can to keep in this ball game for just a little while longer.
Yeah, it's got to be tough down there. And, Tom is both former players, especially when you have the talent down here. This is a team. They've got a core group of seniors that have been with each other, since they were probably around 10 years old at least, down at Deemer Park playing for the Little Raiders. That's Tyler Smith again.
Connor Shepard is brought down in the backfield for a loss all the way back to the Panther 47-yard line. Brings up a third down and very long. Third down at about 14. And the Raiders are going to burn what appears to be their final timeout. .46 seconds to play. The Raiders on the short end of this 25-15 score.
A group of just good kids, like I said. When I'm coaching, I always tell them, you need a team, right? 11 players ain't going to do it. You have to be a team. And I think when I look down here and I see these kids, most of them dual sport athletes, not only have been playing football but basketball together just for a number of years. And, I really feel due to that, they have all the ability in the world to be able to get this turned around here in the early stages of the year.
And Shepard is hit, and he gets a couple, but it's going to be 4th down and 12. And so far,
that looks like they're going to be able to kneel that out.
Under 30 seconds.
I can't tell which one's changing first there.
The play clock is pretty much right on par there. So Perry has a timeout, so if that's off a little bit, they can call a timeout and then just take a few steps back for the last second to tick off and be done with it.
He's going to snap and take a step back and lose a yard of his stats. No.
And they took their timeout.
They took their timeout. And, I think they're just going to line it up, let that timeout run through.
And that will do it for tonight. The Raiders fall to 1-2 on the season, 25-15 to the Massillon Perry Panthers. The Panthers improved to 3-0, so they keep their undefeated streak going. Once again, Raiders on the road next week in Akron as they take on Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's. They were home again in 3 weeks against McDowell, the start of a September 26th, I believe that is. McDowell, Borman, and Mooney on a 3-game home stretch. And hopefully by that time, the Raiders will be back to 500 or above football in the next 2 games. And again, we have to, without getting into any details, we have to see what is on the horizon for the Ursuline game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, they've I don't think the sledding is going to get any easier.
No.
Hardy comes out, they don't play a pancake schedule. Opening up with McKinley, you got Massillon mixed in there, but the Massillon Perrys of the world, these guys, when they come to Mollenkopf, they come with their game face, and Coach Richardson came in last year, a lot of high expectations. Talked to him at the Gridiron Club, about the idea of the microwave society that we live in, and everyone wants everything right now. Hot and fast, and talked about the realities of letting him and his coaching staff kind of massage and change the culture and into the direction and mold the team into his vision. We talk about Coach Bartos that's come over here, about a year and a half ago, and the difference that you see in just the physical build of these kids. But then we're scrimmaging shorts and T-shirts. We go up against Hoban, and you looked at us, and you can really see the build, that they've got. But it's only been a year and a half. Then we step on the field against Hoban, and we say, "Oh, okay, that's what 5-6 years of having a program under Bartos looks like." So, we want it now, obviously, but we see a lot of freshmen out here getting time. We see a lot of sophomores out here getting time. We just have to give Coach Richardson and his staff time to build the program in under his vision, and that's probably going to take more than a year and a couple games.
Again, we come back here to Mollenkopf in 3 weeks against McDowell, and that's the start of the second half of the season. And as you said, that is going to be a brutal stretch. McDowell, Borman is always a tough opponent, no matter what happens. Mooney's going to play it tough, regardless of what their record is coming in. And then you end up with Massillon, Washington, and Austintown Fitch. So that's as tough a week 9 and 10 as you're going to find anywhere in the state there.
Absolutely. And but we got a lot of faith in those coaches down there. A lot of faith in the players. Like I said, I've got a bias because of this senior class and the closeness that I have with them from my pleasure of being able to coach with Tyon Flowers their last year of midget league football. But I know the heart that they have. I know the ability they have. And I got full faith that they're going to will themselves to turning this season back around.
Get a couple wins, and it's all it takes to get in the playoff hunt now with all the teams that get in. So Harding will be looking to extend their season past Week 10, but they do have some work to do. And with that, folks, enjoy what's left of your weekend. Saturday and Sunday, I think weather-wise, seem to be pretty good. We are signing off from Mollenkopf, and we'll see you back here in 3 weeks.
Good night, everybody.